Hello, you have just discovered the Munch Corner. I am Savannah and everyone here is welcome. Today we are talking about if you're expecting or already a mom, congratulations, because that is a wonderful role to have. But if you're also just curious or you're thinking about having kids, this might be very insightful for you. So I'm really hoping you have a takeaway from this. I do have a 21-month-old son and a 7-month-old daughter. So these are things I honestly wish I knew going into motherhood, and things honestly I didn't hear people talking about. So let's head on into it. Beautiful and overwhelming. You can have a deep love for your baby or your child, but still feel overwhelmed. And that is not anything around guilt that you should carry. It is simply a huge shift in your role as a person. You are no longer self. An entire human being is reliant on you. And this is a very difficult thing to sometimes take on. And it's a very normal thing. So it is good for you to know that not every moment is going to feel like baby bliss or feel magical. Just because you know what, that's not reality. Babies wake up often. Babies are an entirely new human being that you have to get to know. You are turning your life upside down because this is a very new thing for you, or if you're doing it with a second baby or a third baby, give yourself grace that, you know what, you can love your little humans so much, but also know that feeling overwhelmed is normal. Losing and finding yourself. So I am still in the postpartum phase, and this is a very not spoken about enough topic. It makes me very emotional to think about it, just because every single time you do have a baby, you are a completely new person. And this is the hormones. This is the entire switch of life. You've given life to this wonderful human being that you get to call your baby and watch them grow. But at the same time, there's a very big shift in you as a person. And sorry, I'm getting emotional, but that is okay, because it is often a very sad feeling when you might feel like you've lost yourself as you're trying to take care of a human. So I want you to know that just because you are simply becoming different, not less than. It can feel very much like you have been distilled down to taking care of someone else and you have no time for yourself. And again, that's okay, because it is the case right now, because you're in the thick of it. And it is so important for you to tell yourself, if you're in this right now, or if you are anticipating that you're going to be having a baby, that I may feel that way right now, but right now this is just a phase, and I am going to find myself. I'm going to find my new self, because you are reborn into a new person. And funny enough, I thought I had done my identity, if you want to call it an identity crisis, you might as well say it, because it is. I think one of the biggest identity shifts that a woman can make is becoming a mom. This happens every single time you add an addition to your family. I fell pregnant very soon after having my first, and what I thought I felt like was my new normal changed very quickly after having my second. And this is the thing we should normalize, because it is not that you are becoming less of a person or constantly losing yourself, rather than rediscovering and redefining who you are. And it can be a daunting and exciting process at the same time. So I would say you're allowed to feel very overwhelmed by this concept, or feel like it's going to be terrifying, but also try and embrace it and find the things that's going to drive you being excited to be a new person in the aspect of mom. The mental load. So this is a big one. You now have a baby and you need to think about their needs before your own. And this is hard. Let's just put it like that, because this entire time we've had to just take care of ourselves, and now the priority has shifted to your baby. So you're going to feel the weight of, their feeding times, their diaper times, their sleeping schedule, and you are solely on what their schedule is. And this is a schedule that you're going to have to define. And let me just tell you, you don't have to figure this out in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You don't have to figure this out overnight. This is something that's going to come gradually. You'll eventually find your rhythm, and you'll almost not think about it as a mental load anymore, rather than that this is simply just the new routine of life. And keep in mind, it is forever shifting. Some seasons are survival, and this is constant with infants, whether it is a growth spurt, a sleep progression, or simply just the very fresh newborn stage, which oftentimes is month 1 to month 2. And yes, it's normal. You are going to experience it. Some people actually find the very fresh newborn phase as bliss, and I definitely felt that way with my first child, just because I didn't have another child to take care of on top of my newborn, so I could sleep with my baby if my baby was taking a nap, and I could very much go on their schedule. And you're gonna find that when they go through these big growth spurts or sleep regressions, which happens very frequently as they're growing at such a drastic pace, that they're going to wake up more often, they're going to demand more from you, and in that very moment it does feel like survival. You feel like you're fighting for your life, and you know what, that's okay. You're going to make it through, just because in that moment I know you can have tunnel vision, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. And these survival seasons are purely seasons because they're short, and honestly, soak in this time because time flies by so quickly. Mom guilt is real, and this is a heavy one because no, it does not get better with time. If anything, you learn to deal with it and how to quiet the voices of, am I doing enough? Did I do this correctly? Why can't I figure out what my baby wants? It's just because the only way your baby can communicate with you is through cries, and it can be a very daunting feeling, and especially if you can't seem to soothe your baby, or if you have a colicky baby, or just in general a more fussy baby, although all babies can be fussy to some extent, but there are times that you're gonna feel guilty no matter what you do. So I like to tell myself that I'm trying everything that I can in my power, whether it's for my baby or just the situation in the moment, and take in the guilt, process it, and then let it go. Don't hold on to it because it's not going to serve you in any positive way. So just make sure that you are letting go of the unnecessary guilt. And I know this is a hard pill to swallow, but mom guilt is alive and well, and it's gonna be with you. To date, it is with me. I know of several people that out of the house and they still talk about having mom guilt. So this is something that needs to be normalized, and also know that it's okay. Ignore the bounce back culture. Gosh, I cannot stand this because so many people love cheering you on the bounce back and looking good again, or that belly getting flat, or losing all the baby weight. This is just so unrealistic and so maddening to me, just because you have just had a life-altering experience. You have just met your baby for the first time after, having not seen their faces and growing them and feeling their kicks. This should be a time that you're taking in, really getting to know the features on your child's face, feeling like you can take contact naps with them safely and enjoy it without feeling like you need to get up on your feet and you need to go for a walk, or you need to cut down on calories. Focus. If you're breastfeeding, enjoy breastfeeding. And even if you're not, this is something that infuriates me, if you can even tell, that you have just done an entire 9-month process of growing a human being. There should not be an inkling of expectation. So there are things that you can now enjoy and embrace. Embrace your newborn. Enjoy the smell of a newborn, because if you don't know what newborns smell like, heaven on earth. It's amazing. Rest isn't laziness. If all you have done or want to do or have done is lie on the couch, snuggle your baby, feed them and change their diaper, that is great. I'm so proud of you, because you know what? You are recovering and you are giving that precious human absolutely everything that they need. And this is also allowing you to find peace in this new stage, rather than feeling like everything around you needs to be taken care of. A messy house is still going to be a messy house tomorrow. Your little baby is going to be a day older the next day. So you know what? If you want to simply take in the bliss of being with your baby, do that, because that is serving so much more than what you could possibly imagine. And it's not laziness. There's so much that you're doing. And if by any chance that if you do have a partner that thinks that this is laziness, I would encourage you to tell them that this is serving you and your baby more than anything else could. Recovery is so important. Hard days happen. It is normal to have a very tough day, and you know what? It doesn't define you, because the next day is going to be so different. So definitely just take it day by day, because it really is going to be like that with your baby. Nothing is constant. So just take it that if you're doing a reset at night and you're putting your baby down, tomorrow's a fresh day, and not every day is reoccurring. It's going to shift every single time. And again, bad days don't define you. Motherhood can feel lonely. So if you are the first of your friends that's having a baby, or if you are simply in a place where you don't have your family with you, or no one around you necessarily has a baby, this can feel extremely isolating, because it is very comforting to try and find someone who is in the same boat as you. And this is where I really love to encourage moms, because I'm going to give you the same advice my mom gave me when I was freshly postpartum, that try and find communities and people out there that understand the phase of life that you're in, or are in that phase of life. And I found my wonderful friend through a Facebook group, and we met in a safe public space. Our kids are more or less the same age, and we are amazing friends to this day. She's seen me through having my second child, and she's expecting hers as well. I definitely do encourage you to reach out to friends that have possibly had babies, find out how they're doing, and definitely try and see how you can help, because it is a very overwhelming place to be in when things get tough. It is very normal to miss adult connection, especially if you're staying home with your baby and you're all on your own. Find little nuggets, even if it's phone calls. If you really don't feel like going out, that is fine. Do phone calls. You can even get into a place where your friendships have completely changed. Relationships after kids. So your relationship with your significant other is going to bloom into something else. So I just want you to know, communication is everything in a stage like this. You are a new mom, he is a new dad, or she is a new mom, and she and him, we're all trying to figure out, how do we keep this baby alive? And when we are in the thick of frustration or absolute sleep deprivation, we lose the art of communication. And it is important for you to find a way to get into a place that you guys can reconnect in different ways, because you're not going to connect in the same way that you did before, and it is okay. Your love has changed, because your love is now all consuming with the human being. And if you're able to find dinner time or holding hands or sharing something about a movie. These little things are going to be so key and that keep you going through the newborn stage. Your more emotional exhaustion is going to be due to having your baby. So you as a partner to your partner need to find ways on how you can recharge each other and be very understanding as you are both tackling on what does this new role mean for both of you. And you guys might as well also both have different perspectives on how you want to handle this situation. Prioritize you time, and this is going to be hard because that newborn relies on you, and I want you to see if you can get your partner to help give you these blocks of time where you can simply enjoy a new hobby or an old hobby, read a book, drink your cup of coffee without disruptions. These are things that even if your baby is peaceful momentarily, take this time to prioritize your mental health or physical health as well. If you're in the stage that you can start exercising, there really is so much selflessness that comes with being a mom. You give so much of yourself to your child and you deserve a lot more as well. Find what emotionally recharges you. If it is morning coffee, take it. If it is feeling the sunlight comes through the windows or sitting outside, if you're still feeding your baby and your baby is particularly fussy but you still want to be outside, go sit outside on a chair and go feed them there. So if movement is something that helps you, as I know it helps me mentally, then just find ways that you can carry your baby with you or push your baby in a stroller. These are great alternatives that you can find to basically coexist with your child, because yes, we're taking care of them, but we need to live as well, and this is going to come in gradual steps. And if you do need to reach out to your partner or to family, if you're that blessed to have, we do not live with our family, so it's a little bit different. If you can find a sitter, if you prioritize these small segments of time that is going to be all about you, you are able to pour more into your cup to pour out of your cup for your baby. Good moms aren't perfect. You do not need to do everything right the first time round, not even the second time round, and you can go down the list. You do not need to be perfect, because can I tell you one thing? Your baby just wants you to be present with them. You do not have to pick them up the very second that they cry or feel like that's going to destroy them. You're such a bad mom. Or you woke up to your baby crying and you didn't realize how much you slept through it. It is okay. Your baby's going to survive. They're not going to remember these insignificant moments. You know what they are going to remember? Is they're going to remember how you made them feel. And this becomes so much more eye-opening as they get older. As an infant, they are simply communicating to you what they need, and it will always be in the form of a cry. So crying is normal. Actually, a crying baby is a good thing, and not crying baby is now something else. Let go of impossible standards. There is no such thing as a perfect mom. Social media can be a complete dud because you see pictures or you see videos and you start internalizing, wow, that person is doing everything right. No one is doing everything right. These are things that come over time, and you will start learning what is right for your baby or your preferred method of doing things. So scratch perfect mom, because you are simply the best mom you can be for your child. Growing through motherhood. And this is something that humbled me very much, because I thought I had a pretty good sense of patience before becoming a mom, and that did indeed change very much, because my level of patience is on cloud 9 right now. And you know what? It is still improving, because I'm not always patient. I do have my faulty moments, and it is important for me to admit that it is a moment of fault. And obviously right now my son is 21 months old. It is important for me to tell him or apologize when I do have a very impatient moment or I didn't handle the situation correctly. You are leading by example for your child. child. So don't try completely block it or wish it away, because you know what, it happened. So we can either choose to bottle it up and have it completely consume you, or you can process it, accept that that happened, and use it for the better when you need to handle the next situation. So this does bring so much personal growth, whether it's patience or learning how to handle a situation or seeing a situation for what it is. This can also help you see situations from an entirely different perspective. And I have loved the side of honestly growing because it has helped me see things better through my partner's eyes or see things better through my child's eyes. And the more perspective you can gain outside of your own is going to allow you to handle the situation with so much more grace and so much more understanding for everyone around you. The more perspective you can gain, and if that is your partner's perspective or your child's perspective, it is so insightful to me as a mom to be able to not only learn how to handle something through what I am doing, but rather to listen and be patient. And you know what? My toddler teaches me things. My toddler teaches me that sometimes I need to take an extra step back, and that is okay. Or my toddler teaches me, honestly, how to be more grateful for the very simple things in life. Time changes completely. Forget what you know about time, because you are forever changed. Why is time forever changed? That is because the days can feel long, but the years can feel short. You can have a very tough day and feel like the day is dragging, or you could have a very good day and next thing you know, you blink and a week has gone by, a month has gone by. And this is such a huge revelation, because as a child, I used to always wish that I was older and wish time would go away. And no more. I don't do that anymore, because you know what? Every single time I stop, I realize my kids are bigger. It's already the next month. How are we already shifting seasons? You then finally understand what it goes too fast means. So enjoy it. Baby fever returns, and this is an interesting one because this was the result of our 2 under 2. We were considering if we wanted 2 under 2, and it is true that oxytocin and bonding hormones with your baby is alive and well when they are a few months older, and you are getting so much little butterflies about these beautiful moments you're having with your child. They smiled at you for the first time. They're giggling. They're starting to sleep better through the night. So you think, what is one more? And yes, we did it. It's great. We're in chaos, but it's worth it. So it is normal to have baby fever. I know some people do not get baby fever, so it's not for everyone. Or you're looking back at your phone and you're seeing pictures of them from a month ago and are completely shocked by how much they have grown. Or you're watching your birth video back, or you're looking at a picture of them in the hospital, or all these different things that play into, I can't believe how fast time has gone. We need to relive this. We need to have another one. Come here so I can have another one. And you're trying to strangle your partner or convince your partner that you want another one, but they're not quite ready, or you're not really quite ready, but you want a baby anyway. So this is very normal, and it's actually a very interesting thing because it switches within hours or between day and night. One morning you can wake up and feel so convinced that you want another one when your baby is staring at you or you're watching them sleep so peacefully. And the next day you look at your husband or your partner and you tell him, you know what, I'm really not ready for another one. So enjoy these moments of baby fever. Unless you and your partner really feel like you really want another one, then this is even more fun, thinking of even tackling the possibility or what life would look like with a second one. It is actually very fun. I laugh about it because I recall exactly how we felt, or even finding out we were pregnant the second time round. It is wonderful. There's so much oxytocin flying around. Babies just give us the best feeling ever about life. So yes, Who loves baby fever? Or if you're around a baby and you just get baby fever, it's a real thing. That's because you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And who doesn't love a cute baby? Small moments matter the most. Whether it's cuddling with your baby, taking a contact nap, watching them sleep, or really enjoying the peace of the world with them outside. These are all the things that I think we might have taken for granted prior to becoming moms. There's something about my son who reminds me to really just enjoy being outside in the sunlight, or find a new appreciation for reading, or if he's like really infatuated with this new food he's trying, you relearn to love food in different ways, or you really do live vicariously through them as they're finding excitement in these different things in life. And it is one of my favorite things as a mom, is finding all these things to rekindle gratitude. And this is why my toddler makes me smile all day, every day, except when there's meltdowns and things like that. But we're going to keep things lighthearted right now. And there is something about taking a few things in a day that is so simple without doing anything extravagant that really regrounds you to remember what life is all about. You learn your true strength when you become a mom. This is simply because you are pushed to your very ends of the earth on how much you can take on. And if I could count the amount of times on my hands that I told my husband, I don't know if I can go another night with no sleep. I don't know if I can keep doing this. The resilience that you build when you become a mom or are challenged by things that just naturally occur in this role, you start to realize that you can really function on little to no sleep, or you can really push yourself to the limits because you are doing it for your bundle of joy. And every single day, I'm going to tell you, you can find yourself completely surprised by your abilities. So to this day, I'm still surprised by how much I can push myself to really give my kids everything, even when I'm taking the backstage. And this is not to negate that you need time as well, but there really is a selflessness that comes with giving all that you are to your babies, and also recognizing that you will give yourself more later, but understanding that right now my priorities are somewhere else, and the strength that you build is unmatched to anything in this entire world that I could compare it to. And it's not a matter of I'm stronger than you are, or let's compare our strengths. It is simply the strength that you have inside of yourself for your kids, for yourself, and for challenges that may come up. You learn what battles are worth fighting and what battles are worth how much of your energy. So there is a very big strength in motherhood that I want you to love and embrace. I really hope a few of these things may have helped you out or answered some lingering questions you may have. I do have a part 2, so I'd love you to go and check that out. And if you are curious about anything else that we have on our channel, we do have a podcast. My husband and I talk about advice and life in general. We do always encourage you and welcome you to come on over. Thank you for being here at the Munch Corner. I am Savannah. Bye.